Welcome back to the OSM channel. In today's video I would like to provide an unboxing and initial review of this Graco Turn2Me 3-in-1 rotating convertible car seat, and this is going to be from a father's perspective. Now, this is not cheap. Retail cost of this car seat is $399. With fees, I paid $426 out the door. So this is going to be an unbiased review. Now, one of the reasons why this car seat is so much more expensive than a conventional fixed car seat is because this one turns to you, it rotates, and that's extremely beneficial, especially if you drive a larger vehicle. Like I drive this F-250 as my daily, and the issue is, as my daughter gets older, it's going to be more uncomfortable for both of us, for me putting her into the car seat and taking her out of the car seat. Like for me to get my daughter into the back seat, my arms practically had to be at full extension. I had to rotate her slightly, gently put her in. You get the idea. The benefit of having a rotating car seat is when I want to put her in the car seat or take her out of the car seat, simply I rotate the car seat to face me, and my arms are now much closer to my body, and it's just more comfortable for both of us. I think it's nap time. I'm going to put her down for a nap, and then we'll continue on with this video. So first impressions, this appears to be a very well constructed car seat. One thing I do dislike off the bat, even though the seat is engaged in its locked position, there's a little bit of side-to-side rock, which is a little bit disappointing. Aside from that, the cup holders do not come pre-installed. In order to install the cup holders, there is a little hook, so you're going to hook that into the slot, lift up and push forward, and you should hear a distinct snap. So we have both our cup holders in place. As you can see, we have a 10-position headrest, which is pretty cool. So if I pull up on this detent, you can see how this thing transforms. And I mean, you definitely have some serious adjustability, which is quite nice. Of course, there's 10 different positions in which you can adjust the headrest to. And if we also look down low, a little bit hard to see, but there is a recline handle. So if you pull on this recline handle, of course you want to grab the back of the car seat, we can adjust the recline of the car seat, which is nice. Now as for rotating the car seat, this is our rotation handle, but if you just pull up on the handle itself, it will not allow you to rotate the car seat. There's actually a blue safety detent, which that's really important, so you would simply push up on that blue safety detent, and then you can lift up the handle, and then you can rotate the car seat face towards you. It does not lock when it's facing you. It only locks when it's in the forward or rear facing position, which I think is an important safety feature because you don't want to accidentally leave your car seat locked in a position facing you. With that out of the way, now let's start running down the list of features. So one hand turning, which I can attest, that is true. 3-in-1 use, rear-facing harness for weights 4 to 40 pounds, forward-facing harness 26.5 to 65 pounds, and finally high back booster for 40 to 100 pounds. Snug lock technology allows for installation in under a minute. Fuss-free harness storage, I actually want to show you that feature right now. Alright, so check this feature out. First thing I want to go over is how to loosen up the straps on the car seat. So if you look at where your tightening strap comes out of the liner, you stick your finger in here, you'll see that there's a silver buckle. So simply stick a finger in there and push down, and then you can pull on these straps to loosen them up. But check this out. So once you unbuckle your child, look on the sides of the car seat. There's actually a spot for the buckle clips to be received into. And the nice thing about this is now you can set up your car seat as to where when you put your child in, the straps are out of the way so you don't have to go digging underneath your child to get to the straps. I really like that feature. So now let's talk about something very important, crash test rating. So the crash test score for this car seat from babygearlab.com was 8.7 out of 10, which is excellent. This car seat also meets or exceeds the child restraint criteria for a frontal crash test under the US FMVSS 213. Now, a question you may have is, what about side impact testing? Well, I actually messaged Graco this morning about that, and here is their response. So the side impact testing for car seats apparently is FMVSS213A. Now, according to the advertisement listing of this car seat, it says that it was tested, but it didn't say if it was compliant. So here's Graco's response. Yes, the Graco Turn2Me 3-in-1 car seat is side impact tested according to FMVSS213A, which is an additional testing standard for side impact performance and meets the U.S. Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards 213. While FMVSS 213 is the base federal standard, manufacturers like Graco also conduct additional testing such as side impact testing according to FMVSS 213A to demonstrate enhanced safety. So what I got from that message is yes, it does meet the standard for side impact testing. Now, after careful consideration, I've decided that I'm not going to show you how to install this car seat into a car or truck. I feel like it's much better to watch a video directly from Graco. They will show you in clear detail as to how to properly install a car seat. I will leave links for their videos in the description down below. All right, so I just finished installing the car seat. Now, this is oriented as a rear-facing car seat, which if you want the car seat oriented in a different position, a forward-facing position, just ensure that you watch that specific instructional video. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. First time you install this car seat, between reading the instruction manual and watching Graco's instructional video, it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes. With that being said, after you understand how to properly install this car seat, if you need to move this between vehicles, it should take you about a minute to install this in another vehicle. So their advertisement should take about a minute to install. I would hold that to be 100% true as long as you know how to properly install the car seat. Now, my F-250 is at stock height, and just to give you an idea as to how high the car seat sits right now, to this point right here, we're at about 50 inches. So a little over 4 feet high. And you get the idea. With a conventional car seat that does not rotate, in order for me to put my daughter in and out of this seat, I mean, my arms have to be at full extension and I have to kind of twist her around here. I feel like it'd be just very uncomfortable. So the nice thing about this seat is it rotates, it turns to us. So let's test out that feature now. Again, in order to rotate this seat, there's a gray handle, but it won't release on its own. You also have to press this little blue detent. So now let's try rotating the seat towards us. And I can get much closer to the seat. My elbows are much closer to my person, and this is just going to make it much more comfortable for both of us when she has to get loaded in and out of the car seat. And I will say another feature I love about this car seat is on the sides here, you have these little pockets. It's little holders for the belt clips. So that solves the problem of not having to dig underneath your child to try and get to the strap. So I will say this is a pretty well designed car seat. However, let's talk about what I don't like about it. Now let's talk about what I dislike about this car seat. Of course, this is crash tested, it's been proven safe, yada yada yada. But take a look at this junction right here. So we have the base of the car seat and we have the upper part of the car seat. It's currently locked in its rear-facing position, but if I wiggle this around, you can see there's a fair bit of movement between the base and the upper part of the car seat. So that's the rotational backlash, but look at the up and down play too. And if I wiggle this thing around, I don't know, when you're spending $400 on a car seat, you'd expect that the tolerances would be a little bit tighter and the fit between the bottom portion and the upper portion of the car seat would prove to be a little bit better. Now, is there supposed to be movement here? Perhaps. If there is, I'm sure somebody will let me know, but just as somebody who knows nothing about car seats, I don't really like that. And this truck, you know, it rides kind of rough. It rides like a truck, so every little bump you hit, are we going to be hearing this rattle? To this point, this is one of the reasons why I was a little bit hesitant on getting a rotating car seat, due to the fact that it adds more mechanized components that are potential failure points, right? If we have a fixed car seat, we would eliminate all this. It would just be fixed right to the seat. However, the question is, do the benefits offset the drawbacks? I think they do, but I would have liked to have seen Graco do a better job here. But you do get a lot of great benefits with this car seat. This is just my biggest complaint here. So off the bat, I'm going to give this thing 4 stars. A lot of great adjustability. Great idea with the strap holders up there. I like the rotating feature. But the amount of play right here, I'm not a huge fan. One other thing that I didn't cover, when you rotate this car seat to face you, it actually does sit just about level, which I was a little bit concerned that it'd be pitched forward or back, but the way they engineered this, it does sit about level when you rotate it towards you. Yeah, that's definitely much easier and safer. You ready? Here we go. Wow, that's so cool. Wow. You all right back there? That's going to conclude today's video. If you have any questions about this car seat, drop a comment in the comment section down below. I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Additionally, if you're interested in purchasing this car seat, I will leave a link in the description down below. I'd like to thank you for watching, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.